Everyone always says the same thing. If you want to get better at Fortnite, just work on your weaknesses. And they're right, because this is the fastest way to improve, but nobody actually tells you how to do it. So you end up just hopping on, doing a bit of everything, and not improving as fast as you could. So in this video, I'm going to completely fix that and walk you through step by step the best ways to practice for different weaknesses. This is going to be a raw video with no flashy edits, but if you just watch the full video, you'll know exactly how to work on your weaknesses and how to build a proper warm-up routine that by itself will get you better tournament placements. And I'm also going to walk you through some of the best drills that I haven't seen mentioned in any other video. So let's get into it. Okay, so for things that require building or editing, you're going to want to use Raiders Mechanics Training V5 map. And for anything that requires aiming, you're either going to want to use this map, or if it's for AR specific things, you can also use Reese Hub's Training Hub map. Let's say you struggle with awkward edits and just edit speed overall. What you can do is go to this free build section and do something called speed free building, which is where you free build on a slow speed, like 80% speed. And here you practice the things you're bad at and practice having good crosshair placement, editing as little as possible, moving your crosshair as little as possible when making an edit, and also when you're building, moving your crosshair as little as possible like this, and finding the best crosshair placement for building and stuff like that, where you have to move your crosshair as little as possible. Then you go to a faster speed, like 120%, and here you free build, just doing as much edits you can in a row as possible. That will help increase your edit speed, and because you're faster, you'll also get forced into awkward edits where you're like up against the wall and you have to edit awkwardly like that, and then these types of edits as well, just awkward edits that are awkward to do, but you obviously need to learn, especially if you're a comp player. Then let's say you struggle with piece control, you go to this comp section and you would do the piece control tunnels, or if you also struggle with peeking whilst doing piece control, you can do the peak training section. Just make sure you set it to hard so that when you're in it, if you do make a bad peek, the bot will punish you for it and you'll take damage. But if you make a good peek, the bot won't damage you. And then if you do aim in this map, I'll just go through some of the best aim ones in this. You don't practice the wrong ones. But obviously, if you need to work on your shotgun aim more, you're going to want to do things like headshot practice, shotgun react, and they're the main two shotgun ones I would do. There is this one and there's reaction flick, but I'd recommend sticking to these two, or maybe even just one of these two. But this box fight aim one is also very underrated because it teaches you peaks at the same time as your shotgun aim as well. And then this headshot practice one is the most popular that pros use, like clicks, and then they also use the shotgun react one. And then the 1x1 aim drill is also good. You can do this with either a cone, or I'd recommend doing it on that, or ramp. And for most people, you would want to be doing it on hard. If you're fairly new to the game or new to aim training, then maybe start on medium and either do it with the best AR of the season, or with a shotgun, or an AR and a shotgun. And then some other good ones to do are high ground tracking, bounce tracking, surge tags, glider tracking, and side jump shots if you like really specifically struggle with side jump shots. But most of the time, the main ones you're gonna want to do are headshot practice, maybe box fight aim or shotgun react, and then 1v1 aim drill with an AR, then bounce tracking, high ground tracking, surge tags, and glider tracking. And you can do more or less depending on what you specifically need to work on. But now let me go over to Reese Hub's Training Hub map and show you the good scenarios on that map as well. Okay, now on this map, you can do the free build section. It's just a free build section, so it doesn't matter. It has what you need. It has the speed options. So if your mechanics is already good and your piece control is already good, you could just stick to this one map because the aim section on this map is really good. It's just the piece control sections on this map that let it down down. In my opinion, the piece control sections on Raiders map, they're a lot better and they're like more realistic, and there's also more building that goes in between switching drills and stuff like that. It's kind of hard to explain, but there's a reason every single pro uses Raiders map for piece control practice stuff and stuff like that. You could also use this pro mech section on Reese Hub's map, but again, I think all the peeking stuff, the phase-in stuff, and the stuff that you'd find in this bit, you would be better off doing it in Raiders map, because I think it's a tiny bit better in Raiders map, and obviously you want the best practice you can get. But where this map is good is the aim section. Realistically, you probably do not want to be doing everything here. You want to focus on what your specific aiming weaknesses are. Now, for a warm-up, I always recommend, no matter what your weaknesses are, doing an aim duel section. So you can do this one, or you can do the aim duel one on Raiders map. Yeah, pretty much the same. But my favorite thing about this aim section, and why I recommend this map for some aim things, is because of the long range AR aim training in this realistic range. So you can do the running, and this is great for surge tags, practicing surge tags, and you can do sprinting as well, which just means it will be the speed of sprinting. Again, good for practicing surge tags. But then there's also this gliding section, which is obviously really good for practicing glider tags and stuff like that. And in my opinion, this is a lot better than the aim section on Raiders map for long range AR aim training. So if long range AR aim training is a weakness of yours, I recommend this specific section of this map. But no matter what map you use, the goal is to make your warm-up routine focus around your specific weaknesses, whilst also relatively warming up every other aspect. So you can just free build for 5 minutes, and then the rest of your routine can be all focused around your weaknesses. And then you'd want to do something like 1v1s, then maybe some 2v2s with your duo, and then maybe just scrims and VOD reviewing for the rest of the time you have on the game. Now, when it comes to making sure your practice outside of creative is also focused on your weaknesses, it comes down to making each day, or at least each couple of games, have a focus point. So let's say you die because you rotate late a lot, and that's one of your weaknesses. Well, a way to get realistic practice that targets late rotations is just to have a full day of scrims where every single rotate, you rotate as soon as possible and rotate early. And let's say you take too much damage in fights. You can play ranked, and every game of ranked that day, you can create a rule for yourself where you can't take any damage that whole game. These are tiny little changes you can make to your practice that will have such a huge difference in the long run. Now, if you don't want to do all of this yourself, and you want something that does it all for you, and honestly does it a lot better too, then you should check out Snapin, because it builds you fully personalized routines based off your weaknesses and your tournament placements. And it tracks all of your weaknesses as well, so you always know what your biggest ones actually are. And if you don't even know your weaknesses yet, then you can just use the clip analyzer to find them all for you. But now with the new update, Snapin also knows and tracks all of your tournament placements too. And you get unlimited coaching from Snapin's AI, which also knows all of your weaknesses, your tournaments, and loads more. There's a ton of other features as well, so if you're serious about actually improving, then I recommend checking it out with the link in the description.